Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy reading for the element of water for April of 2025. Water covers the zodiac signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So if you are Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or have water high up in your charts, this message is for you. And if you are interested as to why I read for the elements versus the zodiac, you can check that out down below. I'm not super strong with the zodiac. I'm working on that. There's also a natal chart that's linked. It's not there's no there's no connection to me on that one. It's just a really good tool that I like to use. So if you're interested, you can check that out down below. With that, we will get started with our I-ching hexagram, and I cast the hexagram before the video starts. So our water for April is number 15, and it's titled Modesty. Modesty brings success. The superior man is able to carry affairs through to completion. In this instance, I believe they're talking modesty as in humility. So you're not being bombastic, you're not being braggadocious, you're doing the things that you need to do, but you're doing so where other people might be watching, but you're not talking about it. You're not bragging about, oh, I did all these things. And that's that superior man. That's the moral or ethical person who they know what they're doing. They're not going to make a big deal about it. They're just going to do their job. But that allows success. That allows you to finish projects because you're putting all your energy into the project, not into everything else. So what this is saying is, as long as you're staying focused as you go through this month of April, things are going to work out really well. So, our foundation line: the superior man, ever modest and retiring, fords the great river, good fortune. Ever modest and retiring, meaning you take the rest that you need when you need it, but you work when you're expected or needing to work. Allowing yourself to do so without pomp and circumstance is allowing you to ford the great river. This is big projects. This is big experiences. In some cases, this is overcoming a challenge that other people might have looked at and been like, oh, that is never going to happen. Water, right now, you have the go-ahead. You are able to do this. So this is actually a really good sign to start off with, is the month of April. If there's something that you've been looking at, you've been poking at, something I'll get to that project one of these days, might be a good month to see about that project. Our second place line: modesty crows the cock rooster, righteous persistence brings good fortune. So other people, not you, other people are going to be the ones cheering you on or talking about what you're doing. You're not. Because modesty crows we'll go with rooster. In that aspect, you're not the one making the noise. You're just doing the work. Other people are noticing what you're doing and they're talking you up. And righteous persistence brings good fortune. Keeping the ego out of the way, you're doing the next steps, you're doing the big things, but you're not telling people about it. This is kind of an emphasis that's coming up right now, is you're going to be able to do a lot this month, water. Just, it's not worth bragging or talking about. Let other people have their opinions. Let them talk it up. That's fine. You just do your job. Do your work. Our third place line: the superior man, exceedingly hardworking yet modest, brings his affairs to fruition, good fortune. And I'll just stick this in here. This was written by an Asian author, the translator was not Asian, but the book itself was written. So they reference everything by superior male, primarily males. That doesn't mean that, and it just says the superior person, so you can put that in there, but I will read it as it says here. The superior man, exceedingly hardworking yet modest, brings his affairs to fruition, good fortune. This is where just do the job. It does not matter what other people are doing. Don't try to cut corners. Don't try to cheat people. Be ethical and moral. That's the hardworking yet modest. Being humble in your job means you know you're doing a good job, and you don't need other people's validation to continue. So our fourth place line: everything will be propitious for those who cultivate modesty. This basically is saying, as long as you're working towards the modest aspect where you're not talking and bragging about it, things will get better. If you are in a situation, and some businesses are like this, where they almost expect people to be a little underhanded. Think of a used car dealer. if you're being honest and upfront and using the modesty thing where it's not about, oh, I'm so great, it's just doing the job, that's actually going to be beneficial, but you're going against the norms of society at that point. And when we look around the world today, and I don't really care about politics, but looking at how people act, when you are being the modesty, when you're being the ethical, when you're being the moral, you're not out being braggadocious, that actually is not as mainstream as you might think anymore. And that's the encouragement that they're saying is, if this is how it's going for you, then you're doing great. One person I've heard years ago say, if you don't have hate, what are you doing? So there's people that are not going to like what you're doing, but you're doing it for the right reasons and you're doing it the right way. The universe, God, source, divine blesses people for that. So our 5th place line, in treating his neighbors, he is modest about his wealth. If he attacks the rebels now, everything will contribute to his success. If there is a big undertaking that you're looking at, if there's something that you have really got to deal with that's a huge pushback, this month is a time to really push at it. I'm hearing for this particular line, this 5th line, this is 3rd, 4th week of April, so there could be some challenges that come up. But if you face them head on, you're going to overcome. With that, in treating his neighbors, he is modest about his wealth. When you do generous things for people, you're not saying, oh, it's nothing, I've got plenty more where that comes from. Don't do that. Just do your donation, do your charity work, whatever it is, and accept their thank you and say you're welcome and walk away. There's no need to go into posting it on social media that I just spent 12 hours working at dog shelter. No one cares. Not to be rude, no one cares. And that's what they're saying is doing things that are beneficial for others. If you're doing them for the right reasons, you don't want to talk about it. And that's that humility part. So our 6th place line, our capstone here, modesty crows the cock, rooster. Now is the time to set armies marching to subdue the cities and the countries of the empire. This is where, since you're the one kind of in charge of your life, you're the one making the calls, this is the time where if you're working with other people, this is the time to marshal the troops to really do that final push. This month is about your success through quiet work, through modesty, humility, whichever term you wish, and through ethics and morals. By doing things the right way, the rewards will be very big. Success is coming to the modest, humble person. And that's what they're saying for our water family this month is do the work. You know what you're doing. You know where you're headed. This isn't a challenge for you. It's simply the fact of you don't have to talk about it. You don't have to brag on it or any of the rest of that. If other people do it, that's fine. But your task at this point is to just do the thing. So, very successful month with those parameters. Now we'll hop into the cards for each week. There's about 5 weeks in April. We look at a guide or guardian, which is someone who's going to guide you through the week or some energy to support and keep negative away. Not everything, obviously, but a lot of it. And then we look at a message from Source, which is a positive assurance, affirmation, or support. Then we get a little more clarity from the tarot just to kind of tie things together. If you're interested in any of the decks or books that I'm using, they are linked in the description below. With that, we're starting off for our first week for water with Ladybug, Ancient Happiness and Good Fortune with Archangel Pramanimelik. So with this one, we definitely have the energy of positivity, we have the energy of good luck, good fortune, and they're also saying be willing to accept the best in life. Be willing to accept the greatness of the universe. Part of being in that modest state is to say, I am worthy to yourself. I'm worthy of whatever I have earned. I've put in the hard work, I've put in the dedication, so I'm willing to accept the reward for what I've done. It's not saying, I expect more. No, you've built a pattern, water. You've been doing a lot of behind the scenes work. And they're saying a lot of this work, and it's focusing more on spirituality, but there is this accent of finance that I'm getting. So there's like, I'm seeing gold coins falling. So this is actually a good thing for you overall, but it's saying accept your happiness, accept the good fortune. The luck that's coming, don't put, well, yeah, wait till the other shoe drops. No, that's not where we're at. you're in a really good spot because of the things that you've built up. Your karmic cycle has been being cleared out, so you're getting into a much better state. And the ladybug is coming forward to say, accept it. Just be willing and be joyful in the rewards that you have received. Your message from Source is, Hiereth, look, longing for home, homesickness for the stars. You know that there's more to this world than what you've been told. The spiritual aspect of accepting happiness and good fortune helps you realize that, yeah, this world can be rough. It can be rough and tumble. It's not all there is here. And when we are longing for home, when we are looking for something bigger, it's saying that if you can work with where you're at, the doors to heaven open and you can actually start to move more in that direction. With this energy coming in, it's saying, yeah, things aren't great. They haven't been great. You've been doing the hard work. You've been putting in the time. You've been doing all the things. And that's because you know where you were is not where you're supposed to be. And that's the energy that's coming up this first week is you're moving into a higher state, and it's taking some time. As you shift into that happiness, good luck, and acceptance part, you start to realize that part of the reason what's been driving you is this isn't where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be over here. So you've been pushing towards that space, and this is the message from Source is you're doing the right thing. Keep going. It doesn't mean it's going to get easier. It just means that you're doing the right thing at this point. So your tarot clarifier is the Empress with Archangel Gabriel. Time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded. Luxurious or abundant resources. The Empress is the goddess. This is the energy of the female divine as well. This is a sign of fertility and great success. Things are really working out for you. This is a clarification or an enhancement saying this first week of April, water, you have got a lot of things going for you. A lot of things are pointing in the right direction. Put your foot on the next step as you are being introduced to them, and things are going to go well. Archangel Gabriel is also the angel that works with emotions. She's associated with water and the west, and that ties into the ladybug, also that connection to that higher frequency. You are longing for something more. Your emotions are also being kind of riled up to accept the joy and happiness, and Gabriel's coming in to be like, let's work through this, let's process this, let's find out why there's a block here, and let's move forward. So this first week is really about opening up, accepting, and looking at how much broader the world really is for you, because it's way more magical than people think. Your second week's guide or guardian is the bear. Use power with wisdom with Archangels Uriel and Jophiel, or Eophiel. The bear is strength. The bear is focus. The bear moves to the woods, and unless he's attacked or challenged, you don't even know he's there most of the time. And that's the energy that's coming forward for you. Uriel is an amazingly powerful archangel. He works with the north, the element of earth. But Uriel is a very, very serious angel. Doesn't like to go, being loud or anything like that. You ask a question, here's the answer. There's no flames, there's no spectacular. It's very practical. And that's the energy that's coming up with the bear is you have the work to do. You've got you know where you're headed. Just do the thing. And they're saying in this aspect, other people may be watching, but they're watching from the point of, how is water doing this? How are you getting this done? We don't see anything. That's because they're not looking. They're looking at the results. They're not seeing how much blood, sweat, and tears are going in behind the scenes. And that's what the bear symbolizes, is the secret aspect. It looks, like it's gigantic, but they don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of things that have to be done to reach that size, and there's a lot of inner strength. That divine will is really starting to show up for you in this second week. Divine will is that connection to God, Source Divine, that helps us understand what are our next steps. How does this play out? Am I in the right spot at the moment? What path am I on? The divine will is what guides us and also gives us the strength to power through. So your message from Source is the karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. There could be a little bit of pressure this week, the second week. And when it says karmic relations and soul growth, conflict, you can't grow without being put outside your comfort zone. So this is a push to step outside of that comfort zone. You have the bear energy and Uriel. You've got the strength to do this. You've got the knowledge of what needs to happen. Are you willing to do the thing? Are you willing to take that next step in the relationship? Are you willing to ask for that promotion? Are you willing to push publish on that website? Are you willing to submit the letter for your new novel that you're wanting to write, or that you've written and you're trying to find out who to go to? Are you willing to do the thing? That's getting outside of your comfort zone. It may be conflict within. Oh, I'm not good enough. They'll never accept my manuscript. Oh, I just don't think I've got enough training for this promotion. Though that person will never like me. There's no sense in asking them out. That's a conflict when your soul's saying, or your heart's saying, this is where you need to be, but this other side is going, no, 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 no. This is where that karmic relationship comes in. That's that divine will coming in to say, that needs to step aside. Those negative Nancy energies need to step aside. What are you actually looking at here? What are you choosing? The divine will, once you make the choice, the roadblocks tend to melt away. They might still be around. There might be some things you have to overcome, but the conflict within you stops. And that's what they're bringing forward in the second week. Your tarot is number 14 with solutions. 2 major arcana cards. Water, you got some big energy moving this month. Solutions with Archangel Zadkiel. Success that comes from objective compromise, self-control, and patience. Forgiveness and healing energy. So you are looking at a time of balance. You are looking at a time of growth. This week is... they're showing me challenge. This is a week of testing your mettle. Are you able to do the thing the modest way? Are you willing to do the thing without telling everybody about it? Are you still putting your next step or best foot forward on the next step? You have a lot of divine energy coming in this month to guide you and support you. Are you willing to accept the divine's offer of help and process through this and move into that success as the I-ching talks about? Your third week is the Deer. Trust in the support of the universe with Archangels Michael and the Angels of Faith. Deer are fast, they're fleet, they're very alert, and they're even quieter than the bear because they have very dainty little feet. If you've never seen a deer in person, their feet are so tiny. And you can't quite figure out how something as bulky, they're not fat, but they're big, can walk on such spindly little legs and feet. But the deer is trusting. They jump and they leap. They're not like a goat, but that when you watch them bounce around out in the woods, you start to wonder, how do you just know that you're not going to break your leg by the way you're jumping? Because it doesn't look like they're paying attention to where they're going in some cases. But they trust in the universe. They trust in the support. And you have Archangel Michael saying, I'm the one here to protect you. I will guide you. I'll cut out what needs to be cut out, even if it's a cord, whether it's a issue in front of you. And trusting the support of the universe means you can speed up because the universe is clearing your path. The universe is guiding your steps. And the deer is coming in to remind you that, yes, those challenges in the second week, those are minor. Don't worry about those. Because this third week, there's going to be a lot of forward momentum. And this is where trusting God, Source Divine, the universe, however you see that, is very important. So your message from Source is the double mission, Lightworker, Starseed, serve the world by being you. Step into your authentic self, Water. You're not just working for your own drives, needs, goals, and heart's desires. You are a living example. This has come up in a couple of other readings lately. You are a living example this month. This month is where others notice you. Just like it talks in the I-ching, the rooster is crowing about modesty. The other people are noticing you. They're wanting to emulate you. Some are in jealousy, some are in frustration. Both are, that's just part of life. But what is coming forward is your mission is for you to enhance your own soul's growth and journey. But your secondary mission is one you may not even be aware of, and that is how you influence everyone around you, either to better themselves or to at least self-reflect. And that's what's coming in for your message is, yeah, the challenges you're dealing with, they're not just for you. They're not just because, oh, someone's picking on me. It's because you have an example that you are living to be a representative of God's Source Divine to others. Your Okay, seriously, water, you've got some growth going on here. These are all major arcana. Uh, your third week is number 16, Change Your Life, with Archangel Camael, and I believe 16 in the traditional tarot is the Death card. Death or Devil, one of those two. Um, a sudden revelation that offers freedom, break free from procrastination, embracing the opportunities that change brings. When we look at this energy, we are looking at how is our life shifting. This week, when you trust the universe, you are willing to step into that speed of flow. Starting to understand your mission on this planet is not just for your own soul's growth and expansion, but to live as an example for others as well. That means your life is changing. The beauty of this is, with Archangel Camael coming through, this is saying, yes, there's a lot of changes. Things could be a little bit rough. Rest here. Rest in the peace of knowing that you're going the right direction. You need to take a break once in a while. You need to breathe. And that's the part with Camael that's so important. She comes in to help you understand how to love yourself better. She comes in to help you understand that you can run. Sometimes you need to take a breath. You need to pause, recover. So as you go through this third week, understand that things are starting to move. They're moving quickly. You're not out of sync. It just feels like that. Other people may be watching, but do the right thing, live in that superior aspect of modesty, morals, ethics. And what you're going to do is influence them into bettering themselves, because your life right now, water, is changing in a big way this month. Your fourth week's guide or guardian is the cow. Give with unconditional love and grace, with archangels Raphael and Mother Mary. This is reminding you that there is this thing called agape love. This is the love of the universe. This is the love that goes beyond everyday concerns and cares. This is how you can love somebody as a soul, and you may not like what their actions are, but you can still appreciate that person, that soul that's behind those actions. And in some ways, when you start to tap into this kind of energy, it allows you to see the motivation. Why is that going on like that? Is that something that's just bothering me, or is there a lesson in that that I should be paying attention to? When we look at things with Raphael, it's working with the energy of air. So far you've worked with all your compatible energies, water, with earth and air, and a lot more water. And with Archangel Raphael, you're dealing with communication, you're dealing with healing. So there's this combination of things going on. And with Mary, Mother Mary, it's that compassionate mother. This is the goddess energy coming forward. This fourth week, this is where the universe is really wanting to step in and help you understand how you're showing up in the world and how to better love yourself, forgive yourself if there's things that you're bothered by, and forgive other people. In doing those types of works, you're actually healing yourself. By healing yourself, it's rippling out to the universe, and it is healing your environment as well. So a lot of this energy, the fourth week, starting off with self-reflection and self-healing, we'll call it that. This month so far has been about big changes. Things are shifting around and moving fast. This fourth week is kind of the pause, is what I'm hearing. So your message from Source is the Messenger, Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. This week is where you integrate. You bring everything back into its pure form. As things have sped up, as you have processed stuff through this month, you have overcome challenges. In this week, the lessons have to come into alignment. So you're bringing those in. You've released emotions. You've released negativity. And this month is really going to play out well by staying on that superior path, that path of wisdom, that path of grace, the path of modesty/humility. Those are the things that are really helping you grow and become a better person as a soul. And the Messenger is saying, now bring all that stuff into balance. How does your spiritual life impact your physical? How does your work life impact your home life, your romantic, your relationships? How does that affect your friend groups? Bringing this into balance, it's a delicate game. It's very tricky. But water, you tend to fill space and level very quickly. And this week is really about doing that very thing. Good grief. message from the tarot is number 6, the Lovers, another major arcana. Water, all I have to say is brace yourself. This month's going to be big. We have the Lovers with Archangel Raphael. Make choices from the heart, deeply emotional commitments, and the power of love. When we have the Lovers show up, could be very, very powerfully a relationship. Taking it to another level, meeting that person, however this plays out. When you have the cow with Raphael and Mother Mary, and you have the messengers calling for balance, this week is about harmonizing. This week is about loving. This week is about growth within that space. And having the Lovers come up in the tarot section here is really saying this is opening the doors to a deeper relationship. This may be, if you're single, opening the doors to a physical relationship. This is understanding that no matter where you've been in life, it's helped you achieve where you're at now. And look at the beauty of what is being opened to you. You're no longer stuck. You're no longer worthless. You're no longer not good enough. You have made serious growth. You have made significant changes. And with the amount of major arcana going on, this month is going to be a little intensive. It's going to be fun is what I keep hearing, though, because it's all positive changes that are occurring, things that have needed to happen for a while, or things that you have been putting into the vortex. If you listen to Abraham Hicks, in the universe's mind, you've been flooding it with needs, with wants, with desires, with things, affirmations and vision boards and the whole 9 yards. This week is saying it's now time to really bring that into focus. With all the major arcana going on, it's saying this month, be ready. The floodgates of heaven are opening. So your last week's guide or guardian is the Kingfisher. Be patient and focused with Archangel Bakpi. And with this energy, it's saying things may not happen instantaneously. They could. Water, you've been putting a lot of effort in this month. So this last week, there could be some spontaneous things going on. But if they don't, just be patient. Stay with that humble, that modest energy. Stay with doing the right thing for the right reasons. You have the integrity to move forward in grace and beauty. The Kingfisher doesn't just attack anything. They're very calculated. They like to watch. And they will observe until the right option comes along, then they strike. And that's what your guides are here to do, is help show you, nope, not yet. No, not yet. There you go. Do it now. And that's what's coming forward with this, is understanding that things happen in their own time when your soul is ready for them. Sometimes that's frustrating, trust me, but it does work out the best for you in the long run. Your message from Source is the earthed energy. Learn how to be human in the world, but not of it. Water, this is easy for you. You like to disconnect from the planet as it is. But this fifth week is saying, ground yourself. The spiritual world is super important. That's what the harmony and balance of that fourth week was bringing the two into alignment. Now that you've done that, bring that spiritual energy down. Bring your manifestations into the physical. You've elevated yourself. You've taken the energies to those higher states. You've been learning, growing, expanding into a very powerful way. And this fourth week is saying, now it's time to be patient and focused. Focus on bringing the things that you want into the physical world. This is the art of manifestation. The law of attraction is bantered around very powerfully, but there's so many more steps to it than just setting an affirmation, than setting a mantra, than making a vision board. There is divinely inspired actions that is that opening of the door, taking the opportunities. It's not just something showing up on your doorstep. It's sometimes you have to go hunting for it. But your actions, the work you're doing, that's where you're manifesting. And what they're saying in this fourth week, God, Source, Divine, is wanting to remind you, you've got a lot of buildup going on here. Now bring it into the physical. So your last week's message from the tarot is the Two of Michael. It will be better if you just make a decision over analyzing a problem and finding compromise. You've been going through this month with a lot of change, a lot of things happening. This last week, there could be some indecision that pops up as you're bringing this energy back into the physical. And what they're saying is, pick a topic, complete it, go to the next one. Pick the topic, complete it. the universe is literally showing you everything. They are giving you this smorgasbord of options, because that's what you've been pumping into the divine mind is, I want this, I need this, this is what would be fun, this is what I want. This last week, with everything that's shifting and changing, is saying, pick one, manifest. Pick the next one, bring it in. And so as you're going through this last week, be patient. Focus on one thing at a time. Don't try to multitask this week. This 4th week, they're saying multitask, very bad. Work on the projects that you've been working on, but take them one at a time. And when you're involved in that project, don't be thinking about the next. When you're with your partner, you're with your partner. Don't be thinking about work. If you're at work, focus on the job at hand. Going out with your friends after work is not the priority. You're at work. When you're with your friends, relax, enjoy that moment, laugh, and watch the comedian, whatever it is you're doing. This last week is about coming back into the now moment. As you went through this month, it has been up and down and all over the place. A lot of changes, a lot of big energies coming in to support you in your growth. This last week is now just time to take it down a notch. All the changes and all the busyness, it's settling down by the end of the month. So with that, I will let you guys go. I hope you have a great rest of your month, and I will see you in the next video.